Good morning, good morning. Please take your seats. We are going to get started. And as we're gonna say, buckle up, Buttercup. It's gonna go fast. Good morning and welcome to the 28th Annual Downtown Partnership Breakfast. I am Jen Ferda, and when I am not doing community engagement, local government, and military liaison for the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, I am the chair of the Downtown Partnership. And I need to get into my uniform of the day. That's going to make more sense in a minute. On behalf of Downtown Partnership and our family of organizations, Downtown Development Authority, the Greater Downtown Colorado Springs Business Improvement District, and Downtown Ventures, thank you to everyone in this arena for being our neighbors and being champions for downtown. We have plenty to share with you today, but first, we are so excited to be back here on the ice at CC. And we wanted to take a chance to acknowledge Dr. Manya Whitaker, who has been named the 15th president of this important downtown institution. Congrats, Dr. Whitaker. In Fred Rogers' words, we like you just the way you are, and we look forward to the continued innovation and collaboration. Now, you might be wondering, why am I up here and where in the world is our interim CEO, Chelsea Gondek? Well, you see, back in 2024, Chelsea was accepted into Civico's Governor's Fellowship. And it just so happens that yesterday, she's headed off to the Western Slope, where she's meeting with local community leaders and deepening civic leaderships, building cross-partisan and cross-regional relationships, and gaining first-hand exposure to Colorado's challenges. But she didn't want to miss the chance to say hello. Carrie, please roll the video. We'll be back in a moment. Enjoy your coffee and your burrito.
Hi, y'all. It's a beautiful morning in the downtown neighborhood, and I'm so sorry that I couldn't be with you today, but hopefully Jen is sticking to the script. First off, thank you. Thank you for showing up, for supporting our work, and for believing in the power of downtowns. They're not just places, they're the heartbeats of cities, where small businesses thrive, where culture lives, and where the next generation of talent wants to be. And downtown Colorado Springs is at an incredible nexus. We're nestled at the base of America's mountain, with an emerging creek corridor, unmatched access to world-class outdoor recreation, and yes, 300 days of sunshine. And it's a pretty incredible backdrop for what's next.
But success doesn't happen on its own. It takes planning, passion, and people like you. This year, we've been deep in the work of updating our downtown master plan, and you'll hear more about that in today's presentation.
As we look ahead, it might seem like we're at the end of something, but we're really just at the beginning.
At the partnership, we envision a downtown that's a place where everybody feels they belong. A safe, welcoming neighborhood that brings people together.
This isn't just about buildings and streets and, yes, scooters. It's about creating a place where connection and opportunity thrive. So let's keep perspective. It doesn't matter what you have in this life, but what you do with what you have.
Let me tell you, you have an amazing team at the partnership. Carrie and Kelsey, Sarah and Anna, Michelle and Austin, and Pat. Let's get to work.
When times are tough, I'd suggest looking for the helpers. That's what Fred said. You will always find people who are helping. With that, we want to thank Chelsea for stepping into the lead to lead this organization at such a pivotal time. Now, we are so very pleased that Mayor Yummy is with us today, and you'll hear from the mayor in just a moment. We are also joined today by other elected officials from across the region. Would our senators, council members, county commissioners, and any other elected officials or representatives please stand and be recognized? And alas, this event would not be possible without our generous sponsors. They represent the diversity and awesomeness of the great people and businesses who move our downtown forward. First and foremost, please join me in thanking our presenting sponsor, Underline, who you will hear from shortly. And this year, we have our very first keynote speaker, thanks to our sponsor, RTA Architects. And thank you to our Champion Plus sponsor, United Healthcare and Marjorie. Thank you. Thank you to our champion sponsors, Alpine Bank, Bear & Bear, Bryan Construction, Colorado College, Purple Mountain Group at Morgan Stanley, Norwood Development Group, and Springs Rescue Mission. And last but certainly not least, our supporting sponsors are many and greatly appreciated. You saw them listed on the Jumbotron as you arrived, and they are noted on your centerpieces and programs. Let's have a round of applause for all of our sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, Underline, is doing transformative work right here in our community, building next-generation fiber infrastructure that powers smart cities, equitable access, and economic growth. Their open access network model is setting a new standard for connectivity, ensuring that individuals, businesses, and institutions have access to fast, reliable, and affordable internet. Their commitment to innovation and community partnership makes them a perfect fit for this event, and we're grateful for their generous support. Please join me in welcoming Underline's Chief Commercial Officer, Tom Marks, to the stage.
Thank you very much. Love the slippers. That's awesome. Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks for having us today. Again, my name is Tom Marks. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer at Underline. We are thrilled to be here today. For those of you that may be familiar with Underline, normally my boss, Bob Thompson, would be up here. And if you know Bob, he's got a personality that is larger than life, and he's got the gift of gab. So just like any good deputy, I've overcompensated, and I've got 20 slides that I'm going to walk us through. I'm going to give you the history of Underline and teach you how the internet works. So get a cup of coffee and let's jump right in. So don't leave, promise. No, but in all seriousness though, thank you for the warm introduction and the brief overview of who Underline is. We are deeply committed to this community, and we've made a significant number of investments over the last couple of years, and I thought it'd be important to give you a little bit of context. So, as you heard from Jen, we are investing significantly in this community. We've spent over $150 million over the last 3 to 5 years, and we've created, roughly 50 new positions in this community. So to say we are invested in this community is an understatement. We are all in, and we believe that this is a fantastic community for us, and we're just thrilled to be here. So if you take that in transition to why we are here, it's because we care. All of you care, and we think that this is a fabulous community. And I'll tell you, one of the other hats that I wear in my role is that of market development. And just like any other role, I go through the normal financial, exercise. We look at all the KPIs, we do the due diligence, right? And one of the things that we've ascertained when we think about going into the market is the sense of community, the sense of commitment from elected officials to build a flourishing community, not only for today, but also for tomorrow. And we think that that's what's part of the secret sauce here in Colorado Springs. So we remain committed, to this community. It is our North Star. It is, the gold standard that we evaluate all future markets by. So with that said, one of the things we want to do is give back to the community. And so I would ask that all of you break out your cell phones if you could, because we're going to do a little bit of crowdsourcing this morning. In the spirit of giving back, we've allocated roughly $7,000 that we would like to pour back into this community, and all of you are going to help us figure out, where that money is going to go. So if you grab your cards on the table and you look on the back of the card, you're going to see a QR code at the very top left of that piece of paper. We've identified 3 nonprofit organizations in the community that we think are doing a wonderful job, and we'd like to help them in the next upcoming year. And so if you take 2 minutes to kind of use your phone, scan that QR code, and help us determine where those funds are going to be allocated. So the 3 organizations are Hey Neighbor, Generation Wild of Pikes Peak, and then Food to Power. 3 wonderful organizations that are contributing back to the community, helping us help those communities flourish, especially in the southeast part of Colorado Springs. So just a small gesture on our behalf to kind of give back and help build for the future. And so thank you for the opportunity. Let's have a great show.
Thank you, guys. I think that is such a unique way to help us help you in your giving back. So thank you all for that, and thanks, Tom, for being here. Now, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome Mayor Yemi to the mic. Who stairs over there?
Good morning. I didn't know we were supposed to be bringing house slippers. I would have had mine. It's good to see you all, and to my fellow electeds in the House, thank you for your service and leadership as well. Friends, it is an honor to be with you at this annual downtown breakfast event. I've always felt like this gathering feels like a neighborhood reunion. Business leaders, city partners, entrepreneurs, residents, all united by our love for Colorado Springs, especially downtown Colorado Springs. This year's theme, Neighborhoods, is especially meaningful as we continue our work to build a city of great neighbors and great neighborhoods. Mr. Rogers reminded us of the power of community and of showing up for one another when he asked a simple but profound question, won't you be my neighbor? This spirit inspired our 1,000 Neighborhood Gathering initiative last year, an effort that helped Colorado Springs earn the distinction as the #1 most neighborly city in the country. And that same mission applies to downtown, because downtown is our neighborhood. It is where people live, work, create, celebrate. It is where we gather for parades, festivals, or simply a cup of coffee with a friend. And like any great neighborhood, downtown thrives when we invest in it, care for it, and believe in it. And that's exactly what your city government is doing. Let me highlight a few ways. First, safe and welcoming spaces. Every neighborhood should feel safe. That is why we expanded the sit and lie ordinance, thanks to my council colleagues. And that is why we also strengthened our police department's downtown area response team and added more members to our homeless outreach team. Over the last 7 years, the city has invested nearly $1 million to additional security in the downtown area. And it is working. Since 2022, Colorado Springs Police Department reports an 11% drop in disturbance-related calls and 13% decrease in vandalism. But a number of business owners are here, and I know that's not enough. We see you, we hear you, and we're not stopping there. So last fall, we launched the Enhanced Downtown Experience pilot program to improve safety, expand cleanup, and enhance homeless response and support business. Building on that pilot, we partnered with Downtown Partnership to create the Clean and Safe program, welcoming visitors, bolstering security, and providing specialized outreach to address homelessness. 2, housing and living downtown. A neighborhood needs neighbors. That's why the city supports housing and mixed-use projects that brings more people into the downtown core. Over 8,000 new apartments have been built in and around downtown, creating more opportunities for people to say, downtown is where I live and downtown is my home. 3, mobility and infrastructure. Neighborhoods are places where it's easy to walk, bike, or connect to a trail. That is a vision, behind the Tejon Street Revitalization Project. More than an infrastructure upgrade, it is a reimagining of public space shaped by community input, adding safer crossing, wider sidewalks, vibrant outdoor dining to make downtown more welcoming, connected, and accessible for all ages. 4, creativity, culture, and life. Mr. Rogers taught us that beauty and imagination help people flourish. Downtown is becoming a hub of creativity and community life, whether it's the reimagined Adam Alley, renovated Acacia Park Playground, or downtown's first ADA accessible dog park. And finally, partnership and belonging. In the end, downtown belongs to all of us. That means local government. That also means, yes, the downtown partnership, business owners, nonprofits, residents, and faith community working together to steward this shared neighborhood. I am especially grateful for the role downtown churches and faith leaders who are on the ground to improve outcomes for those experiencing homelessness and enhance the quality of our public spaces. And I know a number of pastors are here today. But ultimately, none of this happens without great leadership. So my gratitude to the Downtown Partnership team, the board of directors across all downtown organizations, including the Business Improvement District and Downtown Development Authority. Your vision, your leadership, and your heart make this possible. Friends, as I conclude, here's what's important. A thriving downtown does not happen by accident. It is the result of bold ideas, intentional investment, and strong partnerships. And the city of Colorado Springs is committed to doing our part to keep this momentum moving. Together, we can make downtown not just the center of our city, but a great neighborhood and one that reflects the very best of who we are. May we continue to be good neighbors to one another, to our city, and to this place that we all love. Thank you for your partnership. We are Colorado Springs. God bless you. Onward and upward. Thank you, Jen.
Mayor, we at the partnership are so thankful for your years of the city's investment in our downtown, from major infrastructure upgrades to COVID-era support to ongoing collaborations on safety. And thank you for your continued commitment to downtown and the neighborhoods that make our city so special. It means a lot to have your support. Thank you. Now, for the main event, we are so thankful for RTA Architects for sponsoring our first ever keynote speaker. RTA Architects is located in the heart of downtown, and they have helped shape the built environment of our neighborhood on a variety of projects, including the ongoing Palmer High School renovations. And this year they are celebrating 50 years of award-winning architecture. Please help me to invite Doug Abernathy, principal of RTA Architects, to the stage. I really should have warned everybody to bring their slippers. Sorry.
I could have. Thank you, Jen. So good morning, I'm Doug Abernathy. I'm one of 9 partners at RTA Architects. As Jen said, this is our 50th anniversary as a firm, and not to be confused with the Rural Transit Authority, RTA is actually the largest architectural firm outside of the Denver metro area with 45 staff. So RTA was founded in 1975 by Bud Leland Roberts and was quickly joined by Randy Thorne. Our early projects included the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame, the American Numismatic Museum downtown, and as the city changed, so did we. We were honored to work on St. Francis Medical Center and also University Village on North Nevada, and then the Hibble Sports and Performance Center. If you've seen recently on the Smithsonian Channel, like some of us nerds have seen, the Pikes Peak Summit Complex, which is as much a science project as it was an architectural project, was completed. Downtown, we've been fortunate to work with the Springs Rescue Mission, Peak Vista Medical Center, and then of course the Adamant Alley project. And then we've seen firsthand the transformation of Tejon Street by the mayor and his staff, and so it's been wonderful to watch that. But most recently, we've been involved with the Palmer renovation project. So after 40,000 touch points with the community, we're moving forward with that project. This $100 million investment by the district is a major investment to the downtown and the future of the students of Palmer and the future of downtown Colorado Springs, and we're really excited to be engaged with that project. Our experience is just one of many in downtown Colorado Springs. We've been downtown for 25 years, and we have staff from all over the country that now have joined us here in downtown Colorado Springs. So thank you for the opportunity to speak to you this morning. We look forward to the future of the Palmer project and the future of downtown. Thank you.
And now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the keynote today. Please welcome to the stage Jay Rankins, the Chief Practice Officer with MIG, the consultant leading the Experience Downtown Master Plan update, which I hope you have all taken your surveys. If not, we'll make sure that we send that out to all attendees. Jay is a planning and design leader with national experience in downtown planning. And he is going to tell us a little bit about our downtown neighborhood and the exciting things to come. Jay.
Great. Well, thank you very much. I'm so excited to be back in Colorado Springs and really honored to have this time to speak with you all. Every time I'm here, I'm struck by the qualities of this place. The entire city is noteworthy, but the downtown scale, walkability, and accessibility are especially striking. And then there's the fact that all of this is set in this gorgeous setting. So it's no wonder that General Palmer drove the first stake at the intersection of Pikes Peak and Cascade as he implemented his vision for a quality resort town at the foot of Pikes Peak. As most of you all are well aware, General Palmer personally funded roads, parks, and several civic buildings and institutions that established the framework for the downtown that exists today. The discovery of gold in Cripple Creek spurred a new wave of investment in downtown and beyond. Fast forward to the years just after the Great Depression, local business leaders successfully lobbied Washington, D.C. to secure Camp Carson and the Colorado Springs Army Air Base, marking a new influx of jobs and investment in the community. Just as the identity of the city has evolved since its founding, the role of downtown has continued to evolve as well. To evolve tends to suggest a transformation from one thing to another, but it can also signal growth and augmentation. Downtown hasn't completely changed, so much as it has added roles, identities, and offerings. It started as a visitor destination and quickly became a commercial hub for a growing community. It then became the region's employment center and has more recently started to evolve further with a broader and more diverse mix of uses. Downtown has never really shed any of these roles, but it has definitely learned to express them in new ways. And it's interesting to think back 10 years to when we were developing the last downtown plan. I had the pleasure of being involved in that planning process, and yes, that is me in the gray shirt in the photos on the right. And I remember leaders and stakeholders talking about how it was darn near impossible to get new housing development in downtown. The vision and goals from the Experience Downtown Plan, adopted in 2016, focused on maintaining and building upon many of downtown's assets, with the most aspirational goal related to diverse and inclusive neighborhoods, our theme this morning. We were definitely thinking about how to better connect existing residents living around downtown to the core, but there was also a strong emphasis on adding new residential development in the heart of downtown and other key locations. Residential growth in downtown at that point had been extremely modest. The downtown population had only grown by approximately 300 people since the turn of the century, And the new units in downtown were mainly rehabs and conversions above traditional commercial storefronts. Like many other communities that were trying to draw new housing development downtown, there was the chicken and egg dilemma. The shops, restaurants, and entertainment that were downtown at that time were really aimed at employees and visitors. So the plan included strategies around adding amenities that would help attract residents. It wasn't an either-or question. The answer was, and continues to be, all of the above. So specific actions were outlined to address new housing development and amenities. And there was an acknowledgement that the policy and regulatory environment had to change to reduce barriers and incentivize housing development. Check. And then there was also the matter of convincing the lending community that downtown housing was actually a good investment. Blue Dot Place was the first new construction residential project built in downtown in almost 60 years. The 33-unit building helped to jumpstart the tremendous wave of downtown housing that you've all enjoyed since it opened in the beginning of 2016. 333 ACO brought another 172 units online the next year. And of course, there have been plenty of other investments in downtown since the last plan was completed to complement the nearly 2,000 new housing units that have come online since Blue Dot Place welcomed its first residents. So where does downtown Colorado Springs stack up compared to other downtowns across the country? We often look at peers, benchmarks, best practices in the work that we do in planning cities and downtowns. Well, the International Downtown Association, often referred to as IDA, worked with Stantec to develop the Downtown Vitality Index a few years ago. They have indexed 3 types of downtowns across 15 different metrics, sort of categorizing downtowns into emerging, growing, and established. One of their metrics for measuring vibrancy is population density. With the new units already opened, downtown Colorado Springs is just above the average population density of that first category, emerging downtowns. So we're well below that, just 10 years ago. With the additional 2,000 or so units that are currently in the pipeline, downtown will be above the average for growing downtowns and trending toward the mark for established downtowns. But you can clearly see there will still be a ways to go in achieving the vibrancy of an established downtown. As many of you know, and was just mentioned, the update to the downtown plan is approaching the finish line. The updated vision and goals in Elevate Downtown highlight supporting residents and visitors through a walkable urban lifestyle. And there's still goals around business and being the hub of a thriving economic region. But goal 2 still focuses on housing and neighborhoods. It takes that idea of downtown housing and amenities for residents a step further. It explicitly calls out the development of a downtown neighborhood with additional amenities and a diversity of housing options, which brings me to the crux of my talk. Colorado Springs is ahead of many downtowns in terms of attracting new housing. You really got a 10-year head start ahead of many communities. And there's a clear understanding that residents want and deserve amenities and services geared to them. But what does it really take to retrofit a largely commercial downtown into an actual downtown neighborhood? Neighborhoodification. I didn't invent the term, but I fell in love with it the first time I heard it. The future of downtowns that are going to be sustainable, resilient, and vibrant in the face of all sorts of adversity is dependent on neighborhoodification. In essence, their long-term success will depend on their ability to become true mixed-use urban neighborhoods. If we think of a neighborhood of any type in any setting, the most essential characteristic is a very prevalent residential element. To be a neighborhood, as the mayor said earlier, an area needs to be full of neighbors. The best neighborhoods have diversity, a diversity of design, of incomes and price points, of housing sizes and types, and of neighbors. Urban neighborhoods are unique in that they can truly have a full range of housing products. As downtown Colorado Springs passes the average density for growing downtowns and moves toward becoming an established downtown, it will benefit from more middle density housing, larger units for families, senior housing, and for sale options. With the development opportunities still in front of you, you all have an opportunity to have one of the most diverse offerings of downtown housing in the country. With a good number of options at the 2 ends of the spectrum, more diversity of housing options, including smaller infill projects and attached single-family options like townhomes, brownstones, and stacked flats, can also help manage transitions and attract more types of residents between those bookends. If you want people to live their lives in a particular neighborhood, they need to have access to daily goods and services. In the planning world, we often call these neighborhood services and amenities. I was excited to hear that you recently broke ground on an enhanced daycare facility. Yeah, it's worth applause. And most of us are aware that a full-service grocery store is the holy grail when it comes to markers of a complete neighborhood. But we also need to think about where downtown residents will go to school, where they take their pups for doggy daycare, send a package, return a package, exercise, play sports, meet as a neighborhood, and more. Even with all of the new housing and residents being added to downtown, this form or aspect of neighborhoodification is still tricky. Many neighborhood amenities rely on a critical mass of rooftops within close proximity to ensure they have a captive market that will support them. In downtown, that radius is tighter because residents outside of downtown are much less likely to come downtown to meet their daily needs. So we need even more residents in and very close to downtown in order to make neighborhood services and amenities pencil. Urban dwellers in downtown neighborhoods also rely more on third places. They need places to meet up, hang out, and chill out that aren't home or work. With more people working from home, at least some of the time, the first and second places are overlapping more and more. And so this need for third places is even more pronounced. Downtown residents want a variety of third places, including a variety of scales, offerings, formality, and programming. Public and private third places are essential components of downtown neighborhoods because they allow for social gathering. If we want to transform the central business district into the central social district of the region, we need to pay special attention to curating a variety of third places throughout downtown. That's because neighborhoodification relies heavily on people feeling as though they belong to a neighborhood. In addition to third places, that means neighborhood boundaries and identity need to be legible. Even in traditional neighborhoods, the edges can be a little fuzzy, but for the vast majority of residents, there's a common understanding of where and what the neighborhood is. In the urban environment, belonging can come in a variety of shapes and sizes. Urban living, especially in growing and established downtowns, actually provide the unique opportunity to be nearly invisible one day and extremely connected the next. As population density increases, the chances of finding your tribe also increase exponentially. Many factors contribute to the identity and legibility of urban neighborhoods. In certain cases, it is about distinctive architecture, like the Flatirons District in New York. For others, it's about an iconic destination and the unique experiences it creates, Pike Place Market in Seattle. And for others, like Charlotte's Uptown, their identity is tied to their skyline and the public spaces from which it is viewed. As downtown continues to see new development and become a more attractive and vibrant place, there is a risk that the separation between downtown neighborhoods and the surrounding neighborhoods grows. Focusing on strong connections between downtown and the surrounding areas can help improve access to amenities and services, connect downtown residents to more recreational amenities, and expand the critical mass of residents who can activate downtown and support its shops, restaurants, and other offerings. Good transitions between a vibrant and dense downtown neighborhood and surrounding neighborhoods requires sensitive transitions and thoughtful design, and policies can help manage some of the spillover effects of living on the edge or near downtown. Neighborhoodification requires some large investments on the part of both the public and private sectors. Your State of Downtown report from this year estimates that there has been nearly $1.7 billion invested in downtown since 2013, and another $800 million already announced. There are a lot of facts and figures in the economic snapshot, so I'll say that again, $1.7 billion in the last 12 years. But some aspects of creating an authentic downtown neighborhood can be achieved through lower cost interventions in place, in programming, and in people. Neighborhood character and placemaking can be achieved through public art integrated into other infrastructure investments, signature streetscapes, regular and one-off community events, gateway markers, signage, and wayfinding. With many of the bigger rocks and stones already falling into place, there is the ability now to begin filling in the gaps with pebbles and sand in the form of tactical urbanism. It really comes down to creating experiences and memories. While the other ingredients of neighborhoodification often get more headlines, neighborhood character and placemaking give downtown neighborhoods a certain patina and an authenticity that can't be replicated. Through my work and travels, I've seen residential and mixed-use buildings repeated in multiple communities. The exact same architectural drawings are used to create carbon copies in several communities. But the combination of people, programming, and placemaking can take a nice and clean downtown all the way to a can't-miss item on people's bucket list. And they create this stickiness that you feel in a place you just don't want to leave. It's sometimes easy to look to the partnership or a handful of developers, a successful business, or the city to affect real change. But you can all be a part of neighborhoodifying downtown. If you can't be a direct part of adding more diverse housing downtown, you can live downtown, or you can support neighborhood-serving shops and restaurants. You can advocate for more identity features and stronger connections, or be a part of programming and placemaking efforts. Downtown Colorado Springs is the envy of a lot of communities who are still reeling on the heels of the pandemic and just now focusing on the need for downtown housing. You should be extremely excited about the momentum that you already have, but I implore you to aim even higher. You really need to focus your attention on neighborhoodification. You don't necessarily have to use the term, but I highly encourage it. The neighborhoodification of downtown requires more housing, more amenities, and more people. By focusing on all of the ingredients of neighborhoodification, downtown Colorado Springs will be one of the most livable downtown neighborhoods in the country. Thank you.
I want you all to say neighborhoodification 5 times fast. Can we get another round of applause for Jay? Thank you so much. First ever keynote. Thank you. Hopefully all of our Mr. Rogerisms are making a little bit more sense. And just as Chelsea said, often when you think you're at the end of something, you're at the beginning of something else. And clearly our downtown is set for an exciting new decade. But let's take a minute to look back at the last year. In addition to updating our master plan, we had a couple other things going on. Our downtown neighborhood now boasts over 3,000 residential units. That's nearly 1,000 more units since this time last year. Today's downtown residential population is sitting around 5,000 people. But once these new units are fully occupied, we anticipate nearly 8,000 residents. This will be transformative for downtown, providing for the long-term economic success of locally owned restaurants, bars, and retail shops. We also launched a Clean and Safe pilot program in direct response to input from our downtown neighborhood. Through expanding supplemental security and bringing in welcoming and knowledgeable ambassadors and coordinating outreach with service providers, we have aimed to develop a proof of concept that meaningfully addresses concerns of cleanliness and safety downtown. We actually have a couple of our ambassadors with us in the back this morning. If they'll stand and please be recognized. And Pat Rigdon, please. We are fostering positive experiences, repeat visits, private investment, and boosting economic activity to generate a lasting positive impact, economic impact for not only the city of Colorado Springs, but the Pikes Peak region as a whole. And School District 11 broke ground on the first phase of Palmer High School renovation that we heard from earlier from RTA. Investing in public education is paramount to a successful community. Having a strong high school is an incredible asset to our downtown ecosystem. Building a center for engagement, inspiration, and educational excellence will elevate and accelerate our downtown's trajectory towards being a world-class neighborhood. After years in the making, the first phase of Tejon Revitalization Project is done. Seriously, do you guys remember when you couldn't walk down the sidewalk side by side and you have to go in single file and you couldn't continue your conversation. This project has expanded opportunities for patio dining, added infrastructure to support a strong urban tree canopy coming next, and sidewalks that are accessible to all of downtown's patrons. It's been an incredible partnership with the city to bring this signature street to life. And last but certainly not least, our members are the heart of all we do. Their investment directly fuels our work. If you are a member, A, I know for a fact you're one of the best looking people in this room. B, you're also one of the smartest people in this room. And we thank you. Membership directly supports the beautification, activation, and long-term vibrancy of downtown. From public art to street cleaning to economic development, this stuff doesn't just magically happen. Your membership fuels that. Somebody asked me earlier today, Jen, give me the 30-second pitch. And I am going to tell you, it's a vibe. You don't see graffiti. You don't see gum. You don't see trash. There is a team there making sure that downtown is this awesome place to live, work, and play, and your membership helps that. So if you are a member, we thank you. If you are not a member, we would love that you that you consider joining. It's very reasonable, and downtown, all these cool things happen because of that membership, so thank you so much. To our President's Council members who invest in downtown at the highest levels, we thank you. They are U.S. Bank, Spring Hill Suites and Element in Colorado Springs downtown, Widener Apartment Homes and Switchbacks Football Club, and Norwood Development. Can we have a round of applause for these members? Obviously, collaboration is at the heart of what we do. Every year we take a moment to recognize a few of the people and projects that have truly moved the needle in our downtown neighborhood with our STARS Awards. Downtown stars aren't always in the spotlight. Many are behind the scenes doing the work that no one sees and doing it with heart, but we see it. So we give them stars. As we do most years, we're honoring an individual, a civil servant, and a business or an organization. Our first award goes to an individual. This individual just happens to be the biggest downtown cheerleader you can find, next to me. From humble beginnings in a restaurant's back of house, he earned a degree in culinary arts and began taking the culinary scene by storm. With accolades that include winning Guy's Grocery Games and being the only Colorado Springs nominee for Chef of the Year by the Colorado Restaurant Association. He came to Colorado Springs in 2015 from St. Louis, where he opened his first bistro at 34 while working as an executive chef for another bistro. He has consulted on numerous successful restaurant and food business ventures, one of which was developing a line of gluten-free and dairy-free products sold in retail grocery stores throughout the country. Here, he opened Red Gravy, a staple in downtown's restaurant row. Under his leadership, the business has doubled in revenue since the onset of the pandemic, continuing his cook for people rather than at them approach. He is not only an active member of our bid board, but he has helped countless downtown restaurants with direct business consulting. During the pandemic, he founded Meals to Heal, feeding the frontline to raise funds to provide hot meals for healthcare workers, and he has also partnered with Forge Evolution to support at-risk youth. And in 2024, he successfully bought his building, furthering his work in helping locally owned businesses become their own landlords to further stabilize the market and allow their business to prosper. Our first downtown star goes to Eric Brenner. Eric even said he wore his cardigan. He got the memo. Our next award goes to a civil servant. This civil servant has done a little of it all. Having cut her teeth in journalism and marketing, she and her husband moved to the Springs to work for the Gazette. Considering herself a problem solver by nature and having a sense of personal responsibility to her community, she decided to pursue elected office. She went on to serve two terms as an elected city councilwoman in the early 2000s, representing District 4, where she was deeply engaged in public safety, infrastructure, and community development efforts. She worked at the county's Department of Health and Environment at the time, and then eventually found herself at Colorado Springs Utilities. There she focused on the Southern Delivery System, a regional water infrastructure project. Her leadership helped ensure the project came in under budget while securing water to support decades of anticipated growth. Prior to retiring from utilities, she helped the partnership facilitate their biggest placemaking project yet, Adamant Alley, where she served as an irreplaceable facilitator between the dozens of businesses and contractors. Clearly, she wasn't tired of us yet, because she came on as a contractor with the city to help facilitate the Tejon revitalization project. I know Chelsea is super bummed and sad to not be here for this one. They have spent countless hours together bringing incredible projects to fruition. Our second downtown star goes to Margaret Radford. And our last award goes to a business. It's impossible in a few short minutes to share immense impact this business has had on our downtown. First opening in the 1970s, this year they celebrated their 50th anniversary, a testament to the enduring vision of the entrepreneurs. Initially opening as a feed and read, this bookstore-restaurant hybrid became a downtown gathering place. Through the years, it expanded into selling locally made gifts, thousands of curated greeting cards and art pieces. They've also hosted showings of independent films and provided a stage for local musicians. This business stands apart as a cultural hub, pioneering a blend of food, reading, creativity, and community in the downtown neighborhood. The entrepreneurs have also provided countless contributions to the community through elected office, leading the launch of enduring city programs, and governing countless committees, boards, and local causes, including homelessness outreach and environmental activism. As if everything already mentioned was not enough, our downtown neighborhood is so thankful for Richard's Rubbish Roundup, a nonprofit launched in 2023 and inspired to keep the public realm free of litter through regular volunteer cleanups. They have picked up nearly 83,000 pounds of trash and have rallied over 80 volunteers to participate in their weekly cleanups. Our third and final downtown star award goes to Richard Scorman and Patricia Cedar of Poor Richards. Unfortunately, Patricia couldn't be here today, but we are so glad Richard could be. Could we have one last round of applause for our downtown stars, Eric Brenner, Margaret Radford, and Poor Richards, Richard Scorman, and Patricia Cedar. Now, we have one more treat for you this morning, and for that, I'd like to bring up our Creative District Director, Michelle Winchell.
Thank you, Jen. We have already had so much to celebrate this morning. I'm pleased to share a very special project with all of you, our friends and neighbors. We all know that downtown would not be where it is today without the visionary leadership and tireless work of Susan Edmondson. Yeah. Over the decade plus of her tenure, downtown has seen over $2.2 billion in private investment. The 2016 Experience Downtown Master Plan was created, and the majority of the identified action steps have either been initiated or completed, leading to the exciting updates that you've gotten to hear about this morning. Susan has a deep love for the arts, and her work was essential in the certification of downtown as a creative district and the placemaking endeavors such as Adaman Alley and the Downtown Gateways Initiative. She has also helped to make downtown a place where creative industry can thrive, ensuring permanent infrastructure through both strategic planning and fiscal support of Cottonwood Center for the Arts and the Art Space Project. And last but not least, Susan is a wise and generous mentor. Her investment in the downtown team has had a deep impact on all of us, creating an environment where staff are supported in their growth. When I interviewed for this job, the last question Susan asked me was a very important one. Team cat or team dog? If you know Susan, you know her love of cats. I answered incorrectly, and she hired me anyway, generously. Which leads me to an exciting tribute to Susan. An 8-foot-tall cat sculpture placed at a downtown gateway site on Cascade. We've commissioned the sculpture from artist Byung-do Moon, who has had numerous pieces in art on the streets over the years and has a special connection to Susan and Colorado Springs. Moon actually moved his family here from Korea, and Susan supported them in navigating the visa process. Though the Moon family now lives on the East Coast, Colorado Springs holds a special place in Byung-do's heart. We shared photos of Susan's cats with him to use as inspiration, and I'll read his statement about the sculpture while we see some in-progress shots. He says, "This work shows a cat and a bird engaged in a silent conversation. It reflects the harmonious moments in Colorado where different beings meet without boundaries. It was Susan who opened such possibilities. She invited us to create together, devoting herself to loving the Springs and sharing its beauty. This piece carries our deep gratitude and respect for her unwavering generosity and care. I hope that, as you pause before it and meet its gaze, you will remember the beauty we created together and feel, even for a moment, a gentle resonance within." The sculpture should be completed in the next several weeks, and we hope to be able to install it toward the end of the year. We'll of course keep you updated as we finalize those plans. Thank you to everyone who supported this project. Yeah. And Susan, we can't thank you enough for all you've done. So one more round of applause for this amazing woman who fearlessly led us for over a decade. Yeah. You don't have to say that last part because you're here. Yeah.
There was a big decision of, did we keep that a surprise or not? Susan, we're so glad that you're here. Whether you work downtown, spend time here for shopping, dining, or the arts, or you're invested as a business or property owner, or even if you're just someone who takes pride in seeing our city center grow with both vision and heart, thank you. Your support helps fuel the work of the partnership. Thanks again for being a part of it. And as we send you to have a beautiful day in the downtown neighborhood, make sure to grab one of the stickers from your table, because in the words of Mr. Rogers, in your down Colorado Springs, you are special.
Being kind is the best way to be.
And we like you just the way you are. Thank you, friends. Have a great day.